మీ చిరునవ్వు, మీ నడక, వావ్ నైస్. ఛీ, ఎందుకురా నీకు ఈ ఏస్ బతుకు, ఛీ, ఎందుకురా నువ్వు బతుకుతావు.
You know, the saturation around the mass masala cinema is so high that if anybody wants to replicate or emulate something new in that template, people immediately get bored or get excited about it. There's nothing in between. This movie of Karthik has generated a very lukewarm response from the audience in terms of both celebration and box office as compared to the regular themes. And especially, this news breaks my heart. But why has this collapsed among the audiences, and why are people neglecting it? With the review of this movie, I'll be discussing these aspects through my point of view in this video. The Tamil movie trailer didn't reveal much, so neither do I. Getting the purpose of existing, experiencing, or expressing forms the basic narrative of Karthik Subbaraj directed, Suriya, Pooja Hegde, and Jojo George led romantic adventure movie Retro, available on Netflix. This is Point of View, and I'll be discussing the good, the bad, and the verdict in this video so you can make an informed decision about whether this movie deserves your time or not. If I'm starting with the portions that I thought could be better while watching it, that will be Jojo George's character, Thilagan. The movie lost itself in the formation of the main leads. He's one of my favorites, and there are many ways to showcase him as more adamant in the narrative. The promotional materials were a bit detrimental to catching more eyes on it. Personally, I like the presentation, and to be honest, that's the theme of this movie. Wacky, slightly over the top and wholesome, and that's the filmmaking of Karthik. But among the masses, the trailer barely generated any opinions, so that backfired in the end. Now, the good. First, and the attractive thing about this movie will be the music. Santosh Narayanan, take my heart, man. What a beauty he gifted to the audience, whether it's the music or the scores. The marriage between Karthik's visual mind and Santosh's tonal zone was priceless. The number of times I'm playing the whole playlist after watching the movie is unhealthy to me. The movie barely had any blank space in terms of sounds, and Narayanan understood the assignment and created the banger here. Each and every emotion here portrayed through the music, and those were pure gold. The amalgamation of over-the-top and realistic fight sequences was done here in a very subtle way by the international team. The bare-hand combats, martial arts, and gladiator-style fight sequences were choreographed and executed here brilliantly. The train fight sequence, the war sequence on the island, and the fight sequence in the resort were all different from each other, but somehow connected the threads in terms of presenting it. The dance choreography by M. Sharif in the Kannadi Pove and Kanima was also the talking point when the songs were released. Mostly effortless, simple, yet so catching. You will see the leads were actually enjoying performing them. Along with the cinematography, that's called a good choreography. The color grading and the light designing by Suresh Ravi put an extra edge on the visuals along with the editing. The most subtle way of editing that has been showcased and maintained throughout the duration of this movie. But this editing technique was also proved detrimental for the makers. The choppy editing of recent cinemas and the happening montages in the screenplay actually reduced the patience of the audience gradually. And every Subbaraj cinema demands patience to fit into the world of the maker. The cinematography by Shreyas Krishna was outstanding. Each and every scene was designed and portrayed so lavishly that you will just stick to the screens. The long takes, especially that wedding scene, which contained a song, a conversation, a fight sequence, and an ending montage, were an absolute cinema moment for me. The ensemble casting of this movie was the soul of it. highly dependent on the main leads, but Jayadam as Dr. Chaplin will be the main highlight for me here. Pooja Hegde as Rukmini flourished here like never before. How she shines throughout the movie as Rukmini was so soothing to watch. Now, the elephant in the room. Suriya as Parivel Kannan was goddamn giant here. How he pulled off the character throughout the duration was reckoning. He acted with a very stiff expression in the first half and slayed with his versatility from the interval was something to be showcased. The range this man portrayed here as Pari made it his career best one. Throughout the song Kanima, how he danced with the same expression or how he was trying to smile in front of a mirror where he couldn't express that was pure cinema. And how he maintained the authenticity in those scenes. It's like you are off for some reason from writing by holding a pen for a long time, and when you hold a pen to write something after a long time, the stiffness you can feel in your arms is the exact same thing he did in those scenes. And on the other hand, his love towards his Ruku or anger towards his father, every single emotion was showcased in the most perfect manner. However, the question remains same. Why did it not perform well at the box office? The answer lies in its quirky treatment, which may have caused viewers to become disengaged from the narration. Once you detach from the story, it's challenging to reconnect. The treatment was slightly over the top in the end. Then you will feel the jarring tone if you don't root for it wholeheartedly. The ongoing shifts in genre may also contribute to its lack of success. Again, to adjust to the shifting, people need to stick to the narrative completely. Otherwise, the shifting might have hit you. And of course, Suriya's political statements always put him and his projects in the front of the backlashes. But I think artists need to be judged solely by their outputs in their arts, not by their personal choices, least to an extent. This was a well-crafted cinema, least for me as a viewer, and I regret not watching it on the big screen. Also, I don't have the liberty to watch it in my area. This deserves much more appreciation from the audience as it showcases the creativity and talent that can emerge even in challenging circumstances. It's important to celebrate the artistry itself, allowing viewers to connect with the work without the weight of the artist's personal life overshadowing the experience. What are your thoughts on this? If you have watched it, please let me know in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram, the handle is PointoView9. Thank you so much for watching. See you at the point of view.